Well, since I have some heavy breathers on the class today, we will do this together at the beginning. All right. So you're going to inhale through the nostrils and through the belly as the belly expands. And then as you contract the belly, moving the energy back to the Ming Men, which is basically the lower spine. Feel that center of the abdomen along with the nostrils. So it's all working together. It's basically also coming through the ribs. So if you thought or really knew about the 3-part breath in yoga, it's a 1-part breath in Tai Chi. But it's coming through all 3 areas of the 3-part breath, which is the abdomen, the rib cage, the upper chest, and the effect on the body is to, in Tai Chi, feel that you have moved towards the earth here, and then you've moved up towards the sky or the heavens. So this is triple burner, and it's a full 1-part, 3-part breath. And a little inner smile helps because your body needs the fullness of this breath. So when you breathe in, you relax your jaw with me, and you feel that breath come out. It's the perfect beginning for what we call joy in movement. Tai Chi Chih, which is under both the umbrella, here's the umbrella coming down, of Qigong, and under also many ways, those of you who practice Tai Chi Chuan, many Tai Chi Chuan practices will be uncovered in this practice because it's all connected through Qigong. So that's an important thing to know and to feel good about, because this is possible for almost everyone to do, either seated or standing. We don't have to turn that much to the side, do some fancy dance movements. We just begin to feel this within the whole body. One more of triple burner as we do our Qigong warm-up today. And then we move right to Buddha picks up the earth. Your palms are up above your shoulders now, intentionally, but basically the wrists are not that much far above because you want to have your shoulders down as much as possible, down and back. Inhale. Exhale down as Buddha, which is you here, pick up the earth with your inhale and send it up into the sky with your exhale as the palms turn up. Beautiful, nice. Feel your grounding through the feet, because when you breathe into the belly, there's a definite connection to the feet, especially if you think about it. It's awareness, inner awareness that we're building. And one more of Buddha picks up the earth. And send the world into the sky, because Lord knows we need some help on earth, right? We all know we need to come together in community all over the world for whatever we're doing and not fight. That's a very Taoist concept that nature can teach us a lot. Here, I think Buddha is teaching us a lot. Kindness, gentleness, and gently push the world up. Inhaling for the accordion. Bring your palms not too close as mine are now, but a little bit out to make sure that you open the ribs and the shoulders. Inhale. Expand the body. And now feel the contraction. It's moving from the abdomen towards the lower spine. In singing, one of my friends told me that this is how she felt the wings in the back. So feel the wings in the back as you inhale. They open, don't they? And now as you exhale, they come in because the ribs are contracting and now they're expanding. Like those big condors we have in California. think of your wings like that. Good. Isn't that wonderful? I love this sort of feeling of opening out laterally, not just up and down. Good. All right, now still seated, or you can begin to stand if you like to get off your stool. Take a thread like this and think of it as picking up a feather that's between your thumb and your forefinger, and draw it up through that long spine on the inhale. And then drop it down just by sort of flattening this palm, and then round it to pick up your feather. So that you begin to feel how all your joints are beginning to release through this simple Qigong practice. And then take it to the opposite side, round the palm, pick up the feather, draw it up on the inhale, and drop it down on the exhale. Couple more. Very long, slow, vertical breath, as well as lateral breath. It's all coming together in one solid inhale and one solid exhale that seems to move the energy finally when it gets to your abdomen, towards your lower spine. One more on that side. All right, now you're going to bring your, whatever hand's out here, it would be your right hand, over to your left thigh. Bring your left hand up and over and twist the spine from the belly, rib cage, upper chest, and look over the back of your stool or chair and breathe. In general, we say that we inhale to lengthen and we exhale to twist. So if you feel that, inhale to lengthen through the crown of the head. And as you exhale to twist, you'll feel the whole body moving that way. And the head is last. And now bring this arm over, that's your left arm, bring it over to your right thigh. And before you twist, bring up your right hand and bring it behind you if there's something to hold on to. And now start twisting, inhaling first to lengthen, and inhale and then twist abdomen, rib cage, upper chest, and finally the head. And that's a yoga twist. We would generally stay here for a couple of breaths. Feeling the belly expand and contract. And then we would come to the other side very slowly, maybe carrying a big bowl on the inhale. And as we twist, still feeling the length, the crown of the head up, and this sense of moving from abdomen, rib cage, upper chest, and then the head is last. And just breathe there a couple of moments. You'll feel it in your belly, I think. You can use the American Lung Association breath, if you just do pucker the lips, breathe in, when breathe out, and you'll really feel it that way if you don't feel it in your nostrils, because some people can't really unblock their noses. All right, so that's a good beginning for some Qigong seated, and now we're going to stand. So you might not want to keep your stool there. You might want to move it to the side so you don't bump it. Standing, triple burner, feet are in a V. I'm what was said to me once as the rider on horse position. And this made sense to me. If I were riding on a horse, my heels would be in the stirrups. And I'm thinking of myself as maybe an early person who had a horse. And I'm riding over the Mongolian plain. So I imagine all these things because they seem like this is so old, some of this in roots, that we can think that way. The horse is underneath me. And my toes are out to the side. So that's going to prevent my hurting my knee, my hip connection, or my ankles if I keep this kind of a movement side to side. the whole body is moving this way and the whole body's moving that way. You just feel that. So when I've been teaching this outside, people want to go like that, right? But just keep it solid, because remember, this is a meditation practice we're moving into, and we want to make it as totally simple as we can. So there's your side to side shift. Really, your heel, your big toe and the toe next to it really doesn't come. You should be able to see them. Okay. So if you don't see them, it means that you're coming out too far with your knees. Now, when you shift over here towards your right with your whole body, this is now the substantial leg. You can see it in black today. This knee is slightly bent and the other leg is straighter, right? I don't lock this knee on purpose because we're not supposed to lock any joints, but I do almost lock it. So it's pretty straight. And now I'm going to shift my weight totally over here. Feel that leg release. It comes up almost up to a toe for a second, and then drop it forward, but making sure that my heels are not crossing here. You don't want that, because that's going to throw you off. So you still want some space between your heels as you move forward and back. And keep your hands on your hips, because that's going to be another important principle here. And shift back and forth. The toe comes up in front. The heel comes up and back. Slowly moving forward and back. And that's for your left side, because your left leg is facing my right. And now come back to your rider on horse position. Drop it down for a moment. Shift over towards your left leg. Prepare to, you'll feel the whole other side get lighter. It's pretty much yin now. It's not locked, but there's not much weight in it, but it's straight compared to this leg. Yang leg's always the bent leg. Drop that leg forward. It's straight now. There's space between the heels, but not a lot. My foot isn't out there. It's right here, so that I can keep my connection here to my hips as I move forward and back, and my ankles. Now, if you have anything in your body like scoliosis as a child, which I did, it's a continual awareness to not let that show up, for my own sake, because I don't want to lean over this way, and I tend to do that. We don't have perfect bodies. That's why we practice every day. So we practice alignment, we practice the breath. And if you start with that premise that we are all learners forever, it makes life so much more fun. We don't have to be good at this. We just keep practicing, right? All right, so that's your forward back weight shift on your right side. Bring the foot back in, keeping your rider on a horse stance. Just drop here a little bit. Knees are dropping, but I can still see my toes. And I'm going to bring my feet out this way a little bit in a V, so that I can now bring them in for bird flaps its wings. That particular weight shift is interesting. So drop down with the heels almost touching, but not, and let the knees splay out so that you feel the connection of the knee over the big toe. Yeah, you don't want to do this with the feet straight ahead and drop. It's not so good for the knees, because I don't know, it doesn't work for me anyway. Okay, so that's your bird flaps that swings. This brings in another part of a Qigong practice, which, as I said, Tai Chi Chih is under, which is sinking and rising. So here's a sink. And when you sink here, you want to move the energy back to the front of the foot. I'm clasping my hands behind me right now. And then come back and stand on the inhale. So there's where the inhale and exhale come together. Here's the inhale, standing. Here's the exhale as you drop. Use your breath where you purse your lips. Now inhale through those pursed lips. And exhale. So I first learned doing this kind of thing all the time. Now I can do it through my nostrils. With my mouth slightly open, I use a Qigong breath with the tongue close to the upper palate. And I drop down and I release. And the face is pretty relaxed. Sometimes I like to smile because that's even more of a relaxation thing. And here's your bird flaps its wing one last time. This is when we add the wrist circles forward. All right, and that brings us to the fact that for Tai Chi Chuan practice, they often teach their students with circular movements. So I want to do those. These are Tai Chi Chuan related warm-up circles. First, you're going to start with your comfortable stance, and you're going to bring your head and neck into this. So you're going to drop your chin down to the chest and move over towards your right ear over right shoulder, and then do a half circle. Come back down through the center and do one to the right, to the left, sorry, and back. I'm mirroring you, so I do get confused. And go back again, inhale and exhale. And 3 is a good number. Go back again to the other side. Now start this around in a circle. Clasp the hands behind. From that ear over shoulder to the other ear over shoulder. And sometimes if you close your eyes, you can focus better on what's happening inside. So I encourage that if it's comfortable for you. We're going to end with this third one here, and then we'll move the other way. Come back to center and move towards your left and around. Left ear to left shoulder, up and around. I hope that was good. Some people have head injuries or neck injuries. You can also bring the shoulders up and do it this way if you like. It gives you a brace back there. And then when you feel like you don't need your shoulders anymore, you can begin to release them and possibly clasp them behind the back. So let's raise them here and go the opposite direction towards your left and around. It braces the head and back, which is the problem area for people. And now release the shoulders and try it again. Make sure the shoulders are not coming up. Good. And then that brings us to the neck next. So the head and neck, of course, work together. But now you're going to look up slowly from the chin to chest. This is also for peripheral vision, looking up slowly with the eyes as they go towards the ceiling, and exhale back down. Take it slow on the inhale too. Inhale with the eyes moving. See, that's all chi building or prana building. Same thing. They're exactly the same. They're just done in different ways. Prana, this is prana work. Probably in Qigong it exists also because they often duplicate. And then when you come back to chin to chest, bring the chin up so that it's level with the floor and look over towards your right slowly on the inhale. Exhale back to center. Inhale towards your left. Your chin's right opposite your shoulder now. Inhale, center. And take it the whole direction over towards your right and then back to the left. Using your inhale and exhale to feel that connection. Perhaps exhaling towards one side and inhaling towards the other. Through your nostrils and back to center. Qigong is slow, circular, continuous, and moving from the center. That's Tai Chi Chih. All right, so now we're going to bring our hands to our shoulders right here. and circling, inhaling up and back on the exhale. Feel that chest open. It's so great right here. And then feel the shoulder blades drop down the back on the exhale. There. As you circle those shoulders, those fingers with it, your elbows, and you can feel it all the way moving through the middle spine here, which we call also the dorsal area. Good, now take it the opposite direction. Take it back, up, forward and down. It's lovely to see so many of you today. This is great. All right, one more. Good. Now we're going to bring the palms out into a T, and the shoulders are not up like that. They're down. So they're holding you're holding quite a bit of weight here. So be careful, but you're just opening up this joint here of the shoulder with the weight of the arm a little bit. So think of the fact that energy moves from the shoulder down to the fingers in many of our movements. So this is good. We're just opening up that joint. Shoulders, sending the energy down to the fingers. And then go the opposite direction. That was forward, circles, now go back. And I think this is about enough there. Let's bring the palms in, send them down. Bring the elbows close to the body, but not tight. And we'll circle from the wrist to the elbow. So for example, when we do wrist circles taffy, to me, this is using muscles all the way up to the elbow. But to other people, it's a very isolated thing. So you have to make some decisions about this, right? What feels good to your body. So let me explain what I mean here by a demonstration with you. Okay, we're going to drop down for circles taffy. This also involves sinking and rising. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Sink down. And now begin to circle. This is slow motion. And on the third one, wind up. Bring your right elbow over your left hand. Pull out your yin leg here with your left leg. And then this is the yang leg here with your right. And shift over towards your left leg. Bring that leg in, the yin leg, and sink it for a moment. And then we'll do it again. This is real slow. Inhale first. That's going to lengthen your spine. Now drop on the exhale. Inhale on the there. If you need it, you probably will automatically do it without thinking about it. And then drop down, wind up. Now bring your right hand underneath, your left hand on top, your right foot out. The right hand underneath is the invite hand. It's inviting you over this way. And this leg straightens and this leg bends. We've changed from one leg to be yin to yang. Do it again. Lots of little things to notice here, but I'm probably going overboard on this. But I'm trying to say that the loosening of the joints is probably the first thing you need to do to be able to do this. We will have been through half the practice when we get there. So it's perfectly designed as a practice in that way because we're ready to let go. One more. This time we'll speed it up a little bit. Wind up. Notice how you're lower here. You sunk down a little bit. So you're still sinking. And then you bring the other foot in. You inhale to extend the spine and exhale to release in ground. Sinking and rising continually happens in Tai Chi Chih. And so now we're going to do a little bit more here. Wrist, let's just isolate the wrists. Okay, isolate the wrists by only feeling the connection here at the wrist. That's very isolated. And now I'll send it back the opposite way. It's too isolated for me, so you will see me basically bring those elbows away because I like the sense of using the whole arm for the wrist circles. But not everybody does that, okay? Doesn't make what they do wrong, it's just different. Knocking at the gates, another great part of Tai Chi Chuan warm-up. You're basically tapping on the abdomen here, and you're sending that energy in the back to the back buttocks while you move. So it's a great move once you're warmed up. Let's do it. And that tapping as it moves towards the buttocks is waking up the skin and saying, oh, we're going to do something fun next. I can't wait. So you need to release the back heel to do this so that your hip, your knee, and your ankle will be in one fabulous alignment so you don't torque your knee or your ankle. Now you can bring it up a little higher to be right in the middle here and tapping your kidneys. You can bring it up even higher to tap these acupressure points right under those shoulder blades that we just worked with. Good. And then as one of my teachers this morning said, is make sure that you really massage the upper shoulders because everyone holds tension there, including you. And so, yeah, just massage up in there. Because the body is ready for fight or flight, right? Personally, I think I like flight a lot better than fight. And so now you're going to come down the arms and maybe tap them first. You certainly can do that because you're waking up all the fascia and blood vessels and saying, oh, we're ready to go, are you? And the other side all the way across the chest, down the arm, up the arm. And then you can send the energy out and miss the folds on your clothes. And here you go on the inside too. And be sure to massage the hands. I don't know if your feet get cold at night, but mine do all the time. It's either socks or, please, will you give me a foot I can put my foot on because I'm cold. All right, so massaging the feet is also great. You can do that holding onto the wall, maybe. You can just massage the toes. Are they warm? Or are they cold? Turn around and do the other foot. Now that involves bringing the knee up towards the chest. So that's not good for everybody. And I have short legs, but you can do this seated on a chair, fold one foot up, and then massage the toes. All right, massaging is one of the things we haven't done, but hip circles, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, and think of them in a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then make a circle out of it without thinking that it has to be a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4. But you definitely want to feel this in your lower back too. So be sure to feel some length through here, through your rib cage, so you're not dropping down the waist. And then go the opposite direction. Forward, side, back, side. And that connection between the hips, especially for the lower spine, is so important for us, lengthening through the spine all the time, even when you're doing that movement. So you're here, forward, side, back, side. Yeah, that takes some connection of the upper spine. Okay, then the last one, knee circles are really great for us because we're holding onto the knees. Come forward with a flat back, folding from the hips. You can still see forward that way. Take hold of your knees and move them in circles towards your right and your left. Or the other way. Left to right. You want to make a complete circle. And this is the same thing. It's forward, side, back, side. Good. Now, when you get back to the front and you're still slightly bent with those knees, begin to stretch them out, not locking them, but see if you can touch your ankles or not. If you know you can't, don't worry about it. Come back up through the whole leg and release. And this is everyone's favorite part. You're going to start shaking out from the feet all the way up. This is to release any tension in the body. It's everyone's favorite Qigong move. You can be a wild woman or a wild guy right now and even make some noise. Ah! It's a good way to let people move out of your radius, right? They'll get scared to death, but it's what we need. All right, now I think we're ready to move into Tai Chi Chih. This is our final 6 healing sounds that I wanted to go through with you today first. So here we have ho, like Santa Claus, ho, ho, ho. That's for heart. So when you think of Santa Claus's laugh, it is what? Ho, 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 ho. It's right from the heart. So say ho. Then we go to the spleen, and it's like, who gave me that food? Who? Say it. Who? Who? It's right there, right at the spleen area where you digest your food. Then this is for the liver, and that's I always relate that to having a little bit of wine, and I want to go, ooh, I shouldn't have had that, right? Because now I can't focus my mind. So it's like, shoo, you're going to brush it away. Do that. Su, ho hu tsu. And then sh is for the lungs. Sh, it's like, you know, some French like le petit table, le petit table. Le, now say sh. Say shu. It's different from shu, it's sh. Sh, but what it does is it hits the lungs. Sh. Say it, take a breath in. Sh, and it'll hit you right here at this, the breastbone. And then this is triple heater. And that's the sense that we do when we do the triple heater here, or triple burner. It's those 3 dantians, the head, the heart and lungs, and the abdomen. So that's Shi. And I remember a long time ago, time that I studied with Justin Stone, actually, when I used to follow him all around, this Shi comes up from the perineum. It's Shi. So take it from here, pick it up. Now go Shi. It's also been said like she came in the door, triple heater. Very, very powerful statement on the connection of all 3 dantians. And the last one of the 6 healing sounds is chui, and that's for the kidneys. And it's because this is a soft practice, we don't really make this choi. But one of my students who's an expert in Qigong said it should be choi. It was probably chosen to be chui because that's softer, but it should be hitting your kidneys. So sometimes I do it with choi. Say it like oy vey, choi. Can you do that? Choi. And it hits right back there. Now say chui, chui. So you can send it back there. It's all the way you do it. However, we do the whole thing softly. Okay, I'm going to make noise doing it because it won't come out on Zoom. Your left hand, your left foot. Both hands, sorry. Now, because you've got this foot out here, then you're going to be doing, start the ho ho tsu, start the tsu over here. Now this foot is out. You're going to start with the other hand. Foot and foot. Shh. Shh. Now you're going to move this foot out to do Chui. Chui. One hand, one foot. Okay, and then the last one of these that we do, the last cycle of 3, is Ho Hu Tzu Shi Chui, is 5 chuis. And when you do the 5 chuis, you'll be doing it with me to see what happens with the feet, because there's a heel step in this. Let's do the whole thing with the last 5 chuis. Left hand, left foot. Both hands. Same foot. Right hand, right foot. Shh. Shh. Now 5 chuis. Now turn the palms upside down and lift up the other heel. Go back again, lift up that heel. Once again. And last one.